So I have known Professor Tomy Kallarakal now for several years in his capacity as both head of the department and dean of commerce, finance, and accountancy. Dr. Tomy always comes across as someone who functions from the heart. He's a leader who understands the challenges and needs of the people that he leads. He's always looking after the welfare needs of individuals, and that has struck me very strongly about his approach to leadership and his approach to students, his approach to faculty members. He also has a keen interest to understand, what actually people need. And on several occasions, I've also seen him standing up for the persons whom he leads, even against the greatest criticisms. So, for me, that dignifies or qualifies who a leader actually should be. A person who stands up for the people, a person who understands the needs of the people that he's leading, and so on. So, for me, he'll always be a leader who leads by compassion, a leader who leads with empathy, a leader who understands the heart of people. He's also very spiritually centered, and I appreciate that a lot, because in difficult times that we have in our lives and in leadership and so on, that really gives a lot of value and meaning to what we do. So it's been a great experience having known him, and I wish him all the best in all that he undertakes in the future. And I hope that he continues to bring a lot of meaning and purpose to people that he works with.
So I'm delighted to share my thoughts on Dr. Tomy's contribution to the university on his superannuation. We all appreciate his contribution as a model teacher, a committee head of holistic education, as a dean and head of the department. His contributions can be simply put in simple terms: committed, dedicated, and forthcoming. As a friend and colleague, he has been very accommodative and always willing to do things to the best of his capacity. Best wishes, Dr. Tomy. God bless.
Sir, could you introduce yourself?
I'm Dr. Karthikeya Prakasam. I'm an associate professor and head of the Department of Commerce.
Sir, so as you know, Tomy sir is retiring, sir. So can you tell us for how long have you known him and what your relationship with him?
The day on which I started in Christ University, I know Tomy sir. The reason being is that I was interviewed and selected by Tomy sir for this department. It's in the year 2011, and from then on, I am very close with Tomy sir. Maybe I didn't work initially under Tomy sir, but later Tomy sir became the dean for this School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy. So I got the privilege to work under him, earlier as an associate professor, and later became the head of the Department of Commerce.
Yes, sir. So can you tell us how has he influenced you as an administrator?
Sir has influenced me as an administrator and also as a teacher. To mention few of the qualities what sir has is that sir speaks to the point. Then sir also has the ability to keep everybody as like a family member, and also that his oratory skills. Sir is very good at his oratory skills that influences not only teachers, administrators, and also the students. As I took over the responsibility of head of the department, sir was instrumental in giving a lot of suggestions to me to become a better, maybe a leader or a better HOD, because all his experiences, the last 33, 34 years of experience, he has given guidance to me so that it was easy for me to take over this leadership role. So I thank Tomy sir for his support during the initial days of the leadership, the training, and maybe the support what sir has extended to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, I would like to talk about our dear Tomy sir. Tomy sir is a real godfather for me. He is a good mentor, and I have learned a lot from sir. Wishing you all the best, sir. Thank you.
See, Tomy sir, I have known him for the entire 25 years that I have worked at Christ. Initially as a colleague in the Department of Commerce, and then when sir moved on to become the head of the department for tourism studies, and then again when sir came back to the Department of Commerce as the dean. He's one of the best superiors to work for, and I would say that the most comfortable to work with and the most approachable person too.
Our last question to you would be, what advice would you like to pass on to the future generation of teachers about Tomy sir's contribution to education?
Oh my goodness, that's a big heavy question. But I would like to talk about Tomy sir. What stands out his professionalism. One thing is that as the head of the department, a lot of space was given to me to take up initiatives. He used to always stand by me and support and encourage me in any new initiative which he finds is going to be beneficial to the students and to the education in the larger context too. So that is something that space to take up new challenges, new initiatives, or bring about new ideas and new changes into the Department of Commerce. Another professionalism that I would really appreciate is, say for instance, when I go on a leave or on a weekend, sir never used to call or disturb unless it was absolutely something that needs immediate attention as such. One amazing quality about sir, which has influenced me personally and all the faculty members in the Department of Commerce, is his quality consciousness. And that expectation in him pushed us to give our best and to do our best in everything that we do. Our standard of performance increased phenomenally under his leadership.
Good morning. So it is just to talk about Tomy sir, which cannot be composed in few words or sentences. But yes, if I recollect my journey and I owe a few of my learnings and process to sir. So I would like to bring an acrostic poem while describing Tomy sir as a tactful leader, orchestral in deliberation, a person with magnificent personality, always yearning for exploration. He is of course systematic in nature and an intelligent soul and tremendous respect he pays for others. That's all I can say about him.
Sir, namaskara, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? So I'm seeing you last 12 years. So when I joined the Christ in 2010 June, so by that time I directly came to you to the office of assistant. Then lot of department, one or two department have changed. So right now I'm working in office of examination. So before that, so when I joined you, so I learned a lot of from you. So you teach a lot of things to me. So I'm very happy with you to stay. So that's what I had to tell you, sir. So wherever you go, be happy always. Thank you so much for being with us. Wonderful year, wonderful. Thank you.
In my opinion, Tomy sir is a charismatic leader. Whenever he comes on the dais and speaks, because of his charisma and passion and his communication, all of us get up and get going. Even in difficult times, whenever we listen to him, there is this reassurance in leadership that we get when we listen to him. Personally, he's been very encouraging. I've done multiple blunders while running events, but he's been very supportive and kind as well. Smallest of an event or say a workshop initiative, sir makes it a point that he is there and gives us his remarks as well as encourages us. So I think I wish and I pray that sir is there with us for a long time here, leading all of us. Thank you.
Tomy sir is a man of perfection. During my UG and PG, I think sir has taught me almost all the semesters. So you have to learn the balancing act from him. he balances it so well that sometimes he gets to be very approachable. But sometimes he knows where to draw the line and maintain the distance. And what is to be learned from him is the way he addresses the crowd, his public speaking skills. It's something that is truly admirable. He sets the context irrespective of which program it is. And just once we listen to him, his speech is so inspiring and so involving. So he has over the years he set the department ethos and the culture of the department. That's something that we all have to imbibe in ourselves. I hope and pray that God gives him good health and wish him all the best for his post-retirement life. And we also hope that sir continues with us in the Department of Commerce. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sunil and I'm an academic coordinator of BCom SFH program. Now, what I feel is that when Tomy sir, I first met him in my interview. It was he came late for the interview, but I remember the question he asked. I still remember I gave a wrong answer, or instead I would say I just mixed up with the answer. And he asked this question to me: if this happens in the class, how will you manage? And I remember he suggesting me go back to class and correct yourself. At the end, it's important for students to know it right, rather than maybe we keeping it as a secret or maybe not disclosing to students. So from then till now, I have been always looking at Tomy sir for inspiration and motivation. Maybe not only for me, many of the youngsters like us. And I remember many suggestions, like a small suggestion he has given us whenever we had a small conversation, and I still remember all of them. And I personally would say that what motivates me more is that how sir always treats us like a family member, or always the way he speaks in any of the sessions when he takes. We always look up to that. Now, as sir is retiring, to some extent, we also would definitely be missing sir, and I would wish all the very best for sir, and probably he would enjoy his rest of his life, and I wish God bless him with good health and much more happiness after his retirement. Thank you, sir.
81. It has been 4 decades now. So he was not only a colleague for me, but he was a close friend of mine outside the campus also. So we used to enjoy life in our early bachelor days. We traveled to many places in Karnataka and outside Karnataka together. We had close family relationships, and as far as I know, Dr. Tomy is a very hard worker, and he has contributed immensely for the growth and development of the Commerce Department. So now he is retiring, but I would like him to continue for many years at Christ University and keep on contributing for the development of this institution. I wish him all the best.
Dear Tomy sir, wish him a happy retired life and lot of good health. And thank you for being my teacher. Personally, we have seen you. And I've seen ma'am also, who was my teacher in school, Susan ma'am. And we used to always see in school, we used to wait and watch who used to come to drop Susan ma'am. And we used to always see you, sir, on your scooter. And it was very surprising to know when we joined in college that this is Susan ma'am's husband, Govind, who used to teach us also. The kind of discipline you have given to us, the kind of way you teach, I think something that we should carry back, because the one look that you used to give in the classes, you just pin drop silence. I still remember that. The kind of orientation that you have when you have taught management tax, something that learning has taken a lot for us. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us, helping us, supporting us, and being also any kind of concerns, any kind of issues. You've always been open and always welcoming to hear and address to us. Thank you so much for being there for us.
Hello, Tomy sir. It's a kind of overwhelming moment for me to even imagine that you're retiring. I'm thinking that we began as a student under your guidance long ago. Just want to look at a little flashback and get all of us into the early 90s when I was a student sitting in your class to learn from you.
And I must say that I've had enormous learning from Dr. Tomy Kallarakal. At a time when teaching was challenging, at a time when the students' behavior was challenging, it was a moment where it was a lot of hard work to be in a class or to teach. I have always admired Tomy sir for that kind of discipline that you brought into class and the kind of academic rigor you instilled in all of us right then. I have always looked up to you for the charisma the aura, the charisma you have, and for all that what I wanted to learn and be one like Dr. Tomy Kallarakal at some point in time. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I know I have a long way to go. Like I said, it is too early for you to retire. You should have stayed back with us for some more time to guide us, to mentor us. But I'm sure your teachings, your mentoring will take us a long way, and we have miles to go before we sleep. I want to wish you, Tomy sir, the best of health, the best of times in your retirement period, and I'm sure you will definitely miss. You can retire from teaching, but I'm sure you can't retire from your passion. So I'm sure at some point in time you would want to come back and be along with all of us here. So let me wish you a great time ahead. Wish you good health and all that cheer that can happen. Thank you very much.
Christ University. I can remember so many incidents, so many situations where how Tomy sir has mentored me. One of the best thing I remember about Tomy sir is like he's not used to say like what is correct, what is wrong. He's used to just give one look. That is more than sufficient for us to learn and understand what he wanted to communicate to us. One of such incident I remember is like the year I joined, I asked for a leave. On that day, it was actually Valentine's Day, where I was recently engaged that time, and I asked for a leave. So sir just gave one look, and I understood like what he wanted to say. And on the same day, actually, it was university photo shoot day, and he said that like my presence is required just by look. So then I understood like okay, my presence is required during that particular day, and later I requested one more time, sir, at least 30 minutes I'll come to the campus and I'll attend the photo session, then I'll go. So sir has agreed for that. And later many such incidents where learned many things from Tomy sir. And so Mr. Arjun has become Dr. Arjun. It's only because of Tomy sir. So I always remember how sir is actually so patient, where whenever we are asking like sir, can we go to the university by flight, or what kind of the facility that sir was actually expecting. But sir was so simple and humble that was not expecting any kind of luxury as such. Sir was so simple and humble, and have learned many things from Tomy sir. And thank you so much for your motivation, inspiration, support. And I pray God that so we'll be having a more meaningful, sweet, and happy the retirement days. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. We are very happy to speak about Tomy sir, and when we talk about Tomy sir, there are lots to speak about Tomy sir. Tomy sir's association with the tourism department. It was we fondly remember those memories, and it takes us back to the year 2006. Sir became the HOD of the tourism department. It was a nice time, I would say that, and we had learned so many things from Tomy sir, and my colleagues also would have the same feelings, I would say. Vidya ma'am, what do you say?
Of course, Suja ma'am. Hello Tomy sir, and predominantly remembering the days where how as academicians we were groomed under your leadership. I joined in 2008, of course with some experience before joining the alma mater, but then technically completely groomed and trained under your leadership. So you've been a great mentor. You have groomed many teachers of tourism family, and that's how you have always addressed us in all forums. So we are very proud that with a great vision you have oriented us, you have groomed us. We could also do a lot of capacity building in your leadership, and now my experience at Christ is 15 years. So association with you from 2008, it's been a great learning experience, Tomy sir. Secondly, my association also as the core researcher. You've groomed us, you've encouraged us. You've always told us that different aspects, which is very important and integral in a faculty's career life. And so various walks of life, your memories roll down when we look at various factors dealing with challenges. So it's been a great learning, and I'm sure the department would definitely miss you. Best wishes for your future, sir.
Hello, Tomy sir. Yeah, it's been my 10 years in Christ, and Tomy sir is was the first person whom I met in the Department of Tourism. And in the very first moment, I remember your age and my experience. So I may be in a position to ask you a question, but this is the difference. So that's how I understood, okay, Tomy sir means the principle, the honesty, the discipline, and it has been shown in all the aspects wherever we were little not so disciplined, sir was there to discipline us. So I remember the photo shoot day. We had a department meeting, and after the department meeting, we were supposed to go for the group photo, and sir and Joby sir went first. We were going little slow behind. By the time we reached, everybody was set in the picture, and then sir said, you came late, so don't get into the picture. And Father VC was asking, allow Tomy, you please allow them. Then also sir said, no sir, they came late. So that was the best thing where we can understand how somebody can be so principled. So like that, we had so many incidents, and then we shared cabin. Next cabin is Tomy sir. And the time when I joined, when we need to talk, we call loudly, like whoever is in the next cabin. So like that, one day I was calling, I never know that sir was there inside the cabin, and then I was getting a call. I was assuming that this somebody's call, and I didn't pick the call. Then I went and picked. He said, "Come to my cabin." So these are all the things which were so learning for us. So how we should be, and that kind of molding and mentoring, sir is the only person who can do it to the best level. So that way, he was a very good mentor, and then eventually I picked him as my guide, and throughout my entire PhD, he was there to help me for the PhD's completion. And yes, sir, very good experience sharing with you.
Yes, sir. So it gives us immense pleasure to tell you, sir, you taught us many things, and thank you very much for being there with us, and thank you for mentoring us all throughout the year. We will be learning all the lessons, all the good things we have learned from you, sir. Thank you very much. Wishing you a happy retirement life, sir.
We wish you a very happy and content retired life.